Hey everybody, welcome to the Comic-Con Forecast. We're going to jump right into it. At the end of it, we'll give you some features about what we do, and we'll also introduce me and the actual network that brings you this. But we want to get right into it because it's an exciting weekend. It's the first busy weekend of 2020. So let's go over all the cons, and then we'll get into the ins and outs of who's going where. StoryCon goes to Indiana on the 18th. Also on the 18th, we see that we have a signing at Atomic Basement Comics. How exciting is that? Comic book signings by the one, the only Christy Shin, who has a Kickstarter going right now. And she has, of course, the Demon Bitch now ravaging its way through the Kickstarter experience. And, of course, we have Central Florida Comic Con, which has a ton of people. And to explore who's going where, we're going to go off of our forecast map. But you guys can share the forecast map on social media and help promote other creators. We're going to start. We're just getting started. We're going to start at Atomic Basement Comics, and here's Christy Shin. We have an official headshot for her, and now you know who to look for when you go to Atomic Basement Comics on the 18th, and this is going to be an exciting event. Make sure you get your copy of Demon Bitch. Then we're going to head over to Florida. We're in Lakeland at the RP Funding Center. You will find at table or booth 513 the Indie Devil. You'll find in the guest area our friend John Crowther. By the way, we have lost Rocky Johnson, a friend of John, and someone I'd known. I just want to take a moment to wish the Rock's family and anyone who knew Rocky Johnson my condolences. He was a great guy, always very nice to Jax, always very nice to me. We'd actually celebrated what is now his last birthday together because it was always also my birthday. So I took the news a little hard. I know John did. So go by John and hang out with him and try to cheer him up for me. And then over at table F10, we'll have our friend John Epple. Travis Gibb will be with me in booth 513. Alan Grimes is going to be bringing his amazing art. Matt Knowles and Steph Cannonn of InSymmetry Creations, LLC, are going to be bringing the steampunk madness to Central Florida Comic Con, or CFCC as we like to call it. Greg Kravic's got some amazing new art. He showed it to me. You got to see it. Very, very cool. It's going to be over at CFCC with Martin Pierro, who's going to be joining us. And so is Joel Rodriguez and Marcus H. Roberts. That's all going down in Florida this entire weekend, the 18th to the 19th. And that's also important to know because on the 18th, I will have a panel. Indie Advocates presents the ins and outs of crowdfunding, producing, and promoting. That is definitely going to be the new thing this year. I am actually making an entire new sheet about it. I'll give you guys a little peek of it. It's not done yet, so don't judge me. I'm still making some improvements, and you guys can see, and here we go, and it's coming. You guys are going to be able to get it. Don't worry, I'll share it on social media when I'm done. But then I'm also going to have, for the first time ever, Comics in Kids' Hands. Comics in the Classroom also is going to be present as a heads up. They will be at 12:45. I have taken a different approach on how to actually make comics important. I was on the panels last year for Comics in the Classroom. I felt like there was also a different conversation that needed to happen, and that conversation was just about general literacy and how comics can help children in all aspects of their life. So this will touch on the importance of comics in the classroom, but more importantly, educate parents about the importance of comics and what comics can really do to help their children in their education. Yes, even their education. I know some, I have an extensive word catalog in my mind because of comic books, and I think everyone can learn a lot from comic books, whether it be morals, as Travis Gibb talks about how there's a difference between the thought bubble and the speech bubble and how that taught him to self-regulate his speech, to even, just like we said, understanding how actions have consequences. January 18th, we'll see StoryCon at the Benton County Public Library, 102 Van Buren Avenue, Flower, Indiana. And then I'll have my good friend Brian K. Morris, Andy Shaggy Corte, and Nicholas Anthony Torquette. He's going to be there. And we're going to go into the next couple weeks. This is just this week. We're going to take a pause right here to remind you to subscribe to IndieAdvocates.com. And we're going to also check out Convention Scene right now. And when we get back here, we'll be looking at the future. But this is Convention Scene for the next month. So we're going to head back to our site and tell you where all the creators are going to be going on. At this segment, I'm just going to read off the dates and where the cons are taking place. So, mark your calendars accordingly. So on the 17th to the 19th of January in Albuquerque, New Mexico, we'll have the Albuquerque Comic-Con at the Albuquerque Convention Center. On the 19th of January in Pasadena, California, will be the Pasadena Comic-Con. On the 25th of January, Frankfort, Kentucky has Frankfort Con at the Capitol Plaza Hotel. The 25th to the 26th in Costa Mesa, California, we'll have the California Comic Convention at the Westin South Plaza, Costa Mesa. On the 26th of January at Tom Rivers, New Jersey, we'll have the Jersey Shore Comic Book Show. God help us if anyone from the actual Jersey Shore TV show shows up. That would be horrible. On the 2nd of February, one of the first February shows we have on our show is the Comic Book and More Show in Laurel, Maryland at the Doubletree by Hilton Laurel. The 8th of February gives us Charlotte, North Carolina's Charlotte Minicon at the Grady Cole Center. On the 8th of February in Ranacou, Virginia, will be the Big Lick Comic Con. Every time I say it, I giggle. At the Bergland Center. The 8th through the 9th in New York sees the New York Fan Fair, New York City at the Art and Design High School. My home. Oh, I wish I was there. Not now. It's really cold up there, but I wish I was there during like the warmer months. And the 9th of February, we'll have the Simi Valley, California Simi Valley Toy and Comic Fest. And on the 15th in the El Centro, California, we'll have the Imperial Valley Comic Con. Now we're going to head over back to our site to IndieAdvocates.com, where you can find all this by just going to our menu and finding the Comic-Con Highway or the forecast, or looking for the icon that says the Comic-Con forecast. So we're going to go into the future and see where people will be. Starting from the 23rd to the 27th, you will see Dirk Manning on his birthday. How cool is this? You can spend his birthday with him and celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Nightmare World on Saturday, January 25th at 1 p.m. And that's all going to be going down at Nexus, where fandom comes together. And that is in Ohio at the Dixie Highway, Rossford, 690, by the way. So, and it's pretty cool, and he said a lot of stuff, and he's given some love, and it's going to be a dual signing with Cafe Macabre author Isabel Christina, so she'll be in there too, and some more signings going on, but this will be in Florida. This is at Emerald City Comics, which you guys know we frequent throughout the year. It'll have Nicola Cutti, Austin Janowaski, and Underscore Entitled. They are just going to be an amazing group to go see. I'm going to plan to go see this. This is happening, I believe, this is Saturday. So whatever the Saturday is that weekend. Let me see. I'll tell you real quick. 20, it should be the 26th. So check that out on the 26th. And here we go. Martin Pierro's got also a signing. It's a big week for signings at Epic Comics on the 25th. So that is going to be going down that weekend as well. Mark your calendars accordingly. And, of course, that's in Florida. By the way, for those who don't know where Epic Comics is, that's in Florida. Evil Expo 2020, New Jersey's going on from the 24th to the 26th in Passaquaway. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, New Jersey. I apologize to that town. Featuring Corey Siegel Oliver. I got to ask Corey how to say that hyphenated name. I think I'm always getting it wrong. I want to say single, but there's no N. And then after you see Corey, go to PowCon, which will feature Daniel Kablan and Catherine Kalamia And that's going to be going down in Brooklyn, right next to Queens, New York, where I grew up. So go check that. It looks awesome. And then back in Florida, in Dora, Florida, we have the Steampunk and Industrial Show. If you're not noticing, we now list everything alphabetically. That's why we jump around the map a lot sometimes. And that's going to feature Matt Cole and Stephanie Cannonn of InSymmetry Creations. And of course, here's Wizard World, which for some reason we had the name above, which means I've got some editing to do. We constantly adding stuff, and one of the things we added was the fact that James Eric Hodson is going to be at Wizard World Portland from the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th. I've never seen anyone do that. I always giggle when I see that. We still don't have anything, and we're hoping that one of you guys can tell us where you're going to be the 30th through the 2nd, which is Groundhog's Day. Seems everyone is staying inside because they've seen their shadow. Coming soon, even further down the road in February, the 6th will have the Astronomicon. There we go. I got it at the third try. And it's good because it's their third one. It's going to feature Dirk Manning. Space Coast Comic Con comes back finally. It had been delayed by a hurricane, but it's here. And it's almost going to be right at the beginning of the month. I think it's the first full week of February it's going to happen. And that's going on in Cocoa, Florida. Cocoa? I don't know. Florida's Space Coast Comic Con happens the 8th to the 9th. It's going to feature me, the Travis Gibb Man, and the Joel Rodriguez. I do not know what's wrong. I promise I don't drink before the shows. And brought to you by the Comic Ventions for Comic Ventions, by the way, we're using instead of Comic Con because we don't want to get sued by San Diego Comic Con. They're a big bully. There, I said it. The 13th to the 16th we'll have Geeks of Color Expo. And that's going on the 14th to the 16th. And it will feature our friend Kevin Garcia. All right, so that's where everyone's going. Quick amount about our features. Wanted to tell you about some cool stuff, so we're scrolling up real quick. I apologize for that. First off, you can find in our top menu, you see it right here. Here we go. And yes, I have some updates to do. Right here, the Comic Ventions forecast. Again, that's replacing Comic Cons because San Diego's a big bully. And here's the highway where it even breaks it into different regions. Easy for you guys to use. Easy peasy. And of course, it also talks about Greaticon, which we'll show you right here. This whole segment here is how you guys can use the Comic-Con highway or Comic Ventions highway, depending on whether you want to get sued or not, which word you use. 2020 Comic Conventions listed right here. We have Greaticon where we can hold conventions accountable. Of course, our affiliate convention scene, which gives us all the conventions that we don't know about because we haven't been told about them by creators because we just cover where the creators are going to be. Review and Rateacon you have gone to. So this is Greaticon, but it's also showing all the ones that have already been rated. So there is a slight difference here. You can grade them in Greaticon, but this also lists them individually. So that's the difference. This is the main portal to the group. This is actually what a list is. And Geek Radio America covers this segment. We recorded with the ICR. This one is unique for you guys, just on Facebook and now YouTube. And the Indie Devil is me. I'm the Indie Devil, and I'm the one you can tell where you're going so I can make sure that we add it. And make sure that you subscribe to our site and become one of us. Always advocate for indie comics. That's all it takes to become an advocate for indie comics. And I am the Indie Devil and the Indie Advocate. I will tempt you with my tales while I advocate for what you're doing. So join me at MrAndersin.com and see what the Indie Devil is up to. And if you want to know what the Advocate's up to, go to the IndieAdvocate.com. See how easy I made that? And of course, this has been our forecast for the 16th through the 19th. Thank you for tuning in. And remember to subscribe to IndieAdvocates.com to check out Advocates Comics, which also has The Advocator and Cat Dad and Supermom, and soon to be released, the Jax comic book. We'll be talking about that in the upcoming weeks. Remember that Indie Advocates is the site empowering indie comics and advocating for them, their creators, and the new worlds they create. The site dedicated to ending the reboot culture. That is IndieAdvocates.com. Please go out of your way and subscribe to IndieAdvocates.com today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the Comic-Con Highway this weekend.